My first video talking about Axie Infinity. I've been in Axie for a month now. So I just want to talk about 5 things or 5 top utilities that I use as a player. I also breed, but I'll talk about it in a different video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so the first thing that happened to me when I got into the game was that, let's say, to make a team you would need $1,500. So what I made out of that $1,500 worth of Ethereum was a pretty wonky team, regular plant that I got from my breeding loops. But other than that, I have like a mixture of an aqua and bird and a mixture of pretty hybrid beast. They do the work. I'm not going ham in PvP now, but I definitely will now with the new season coming up. Definitely gonna upgrade the team into something more PvP oriented. Let's go straight into the 5 things I used basically daily. If I'm an actual player trying to build a team, or even when before you're starting and trying to look up for a meta comp that you can make out of an Axie. So first things first, we were all like talking about like SLPs, and now like the minimum is 75 SLP per day if you're doing only PvE. So mainly you want to be focused on PvP. So yeah, so the first thing is the tracker. So the SLP tracker. It's used mainly for scholars, but I even use it for myself. So if I put my, if I do like add new account, I put my Ronin, put my name, and put the percentage, which it's just me, it's 100%. If you can see here, so you can see me, the average I made. They usually don't do today SLP, they do like a yesterday SLP, which shows you how much you did the day previous, basically, and that's what it's important for me to know. Instead of being of looking at like what I have for an SLP in the beginning and then calculating how much I made, I'd rather just have something that tracks it for me. So this is a pretty cool system, and it's pretty user friendly. Everything that I'm listing here and talking about here is gonna be listed in the description. So if you are interested in it, you can look it up in the description. XcWorld is a new website, sort of. It has guides, it has tools. You can buy Axies there. I wouldn't recommend. I usually do buy it from the marketplace and lands from the marketplace. But there are tools for like finding cards. You can find like the cost of through their classes, through their parts. Um, and play with this. Realize what you want. Find like a good combo that you think is good for you or for your comp that you're building. Let's say I have a build for my aqua, but I couldn't find like the back. So I'm like, okay, what are the other backs that I can use to like? Let's say I wanted like sponge, and I couldn't find sponge with the comp I was building or with the Axie I was building. What other back part I could use to kind of have a similar effect to it? Usually sponge is being used to be more tanky or to make your aqua more tanky. So it would be like your mid laner or mid liner. And it gives you a 90% or 90 shield, which means at the end of the day, Shelter is a pretty strong card against beasts, which are being used quite a bit. But it's a pretty strong one. XcWorld's a pretty good place to start building your comp. Started building my comp. I would go towards like the top rated players and just check what they're playing, how they're playing. Right now, we just started the season today. You could go towards like people that you know. I usually watch. Elijah is a pretty awesome guy. He explains it thoroughly. He goes through every Axie. He explains how to get deals out of them. He explains each ability and what you can do with them. He is definitely a great guy to look at and understand better the game itself. So I would definitely check him out. I'll put his link or YouTube link in the description too. Someone's page or someone's profile, you'll basically get the team you want, or the team they are using. Um, and let's say he's using a plant as a tank. That's usually how it goes. And then you have a reptile, and using another. This is more like a high tier comp. A high tier meaning you need to understand a lot better the game. It's a poison based comp. You have yam, you have grass snake. And yeah, I think a lot of people will start using the grass snake. I think that's what's called. I don't really use that card. Um, because it's a zero cost and it does a lot of damage. It is grass snake. It applies 2 poison and it's a zero cost and does damage and gives you a shield. It's pretty broken ability. And then you have furball comboing with that because it takes 3 times every furball you use. So it's basically doing free damage at people. But yeah, you can go towards a comp like that, and you would come to XcWorld, and you build your, what does a reptile have, or I think it's the tail, and you'll see, okay, grass snake is a really good one. And yeah, and it'll build your comp based on someone else's that is in the top tier, basically. Axie Zone's card tier list. It basically shows the top cards in the game, what people are mostly using, what are considered the best cards right now. And yeah, and you'll see prices of Axies going up and down based on the meta, basically. So you should definitely check the card tier list. You can go through the cards and realize what are good, what are not. If you're new to the game, it's a great place to be. Comboing that with the leaderboard and realizing what people are using and how you can make your team better towards your play style. Finding a team that is based on your play style. People like going more aggressive. People like being more defensive. Last utility you should use if you're a new, old, if you don't use it and you live under a rock, then I know every single person in the Axie community talks about Freak's Axie extension. It basically gives you the traits in your Axie, and that's basically it. It will give you the knowledge about the Axie you're buying. If you want to breed, then this is one of the best extensions you'll need to breed the correct amount, breed the correct axes with each other. And yeah, that's basically the top 5 utilities I use daily. If you like the video, if you want to hear more about the breeding aspect of Axie, like, subscribe, and if people actually like and want to understand a little bit more about my side of Axie and how I started and what's going on, I'll try being more active in the Axie community. I really am like more of a behind the scenes, and you'll catch me more inside the community, trying to bring more content, and on Twitter too. So I'll drop everything that you need and you want to know in the description below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.